we have to do today Adhyay. You see, when we refute somebody, we refute it on the basis of the Shastram, on the basis of the logic, and on the basis of Anubhava. It's evidence. So the Sankhya school imagines Pradhanam as the source of the universe. Vaiseshikas imagine atoms as the source. Shunyavadis imagine as Shunyam as the source. Different people imagine different things as the source. But all these schools of thought need to be refuted by a student of truth. He may not have to refute them for others' sake, but he needs to refute them for himself. I need to know they are wrong. They may say a few things which are useful for humanity. That doesn't mean that whole school of thought is right. A school of thought is a school of thought only on the basis of the definition of the truth. A school of thought is a school of thought only on the basis of the definition of the truth. And then supposing you say that the definition of the truth, if it is wrong, then even if you tell a few good things, speak the truth, be honest, be nice, do charities, it doesn't mean anything. They are all common sense values without being told also, I know. We don't need a scripture to come and tell to be truthful. We know it. If a person is dishonest, even if you tell him be honest, he is not going to be honest. Sometimes in the case of the values, the mandates don't work. It has to come from within. Let me be honest has to come from within. So if I have to fall in line with my common sense values, it has to come from within. It has to come from within me to be a good person. It has to come from within me to be truthful, to be honest, etc. And therefore a school of thought, if its definition of the truth is wrong, then no matter what other good things it says, good things, it doesn't matter at all. Like Christianity's definition of the truth is wrong. Every religion's definition of the truth is wrong. Whereas the Veda defines the truth, that truth is thou art. That thou art is not there in any school of thought. Therefore, when a religion's definition of the truth is wrong, then no matter how many good things it talks, it makes no difference. Similarly, Sankhya's definition of truth is wrong because it defines matter as the source of matter. Vaiseshika's definition of truth is wrong because it looks upon the atoms as the truth, the source. Shunyavadis really look upon the emptiness as the source. Charvakas look upon the universe as having no source. No source. Like this, different schools of thought have different definitions. Now all these schools of thought need to be refuted. If we don't refute, you will be vague in your thinking. You will not be clear cut. There is something called clear cut thinking, clear cut approach to the truth. Maybe they are also true, maybe we are apni apni drishti se sab theek hi hai na, this dhila dhala thinking, it doesn't work. Say when it comes to the material objects, अपना अपना दृष्टिकोण होता है. You can have multiple points of view about an object. About banana you can have multiple points of view. One says it is good, another says it is bad, another person says it is so-so, another person says it is this, it is that, it is good for the stomach, another person says it is useless. Different people have different views about an object. Multiple views can be there about an object. Therefore, if what is at stake, if the topic were a given object, then we can say, well, each one has his own definition of it from his own point of view. But the self is not a given object. The source cannot be a given object. And therefore the source you can't have multiple views. Either there is a right view or wrong view. Either it is right or wrong, because it is absolute fact. And therefore, in order to refute these schools of thought, this is what I said, refuting these various wrong schools of thought is on the basis of number one, the Shastram, number two, the logic, number three, the evidence, Anubhava. Meaning, Shastram doesn't say that the Shunyam is the source, like this. The logic cannot accept that emptiness can be the source of something called matter. Something can be the source of something, not emptiness can be the source of matter. Therefore, this is called, refute the Shunya school of thought on the basis of the Shastram, on the basis of logic, on the basis of Anubhava. It's not evident. There is no evidence of emptiness becoming something in our life. There is no evidence. In order to make the table, you need something called wood. You can't make something out of nothing. You can't make something out of nothing. This is what is called Anubhava. There is no evidence. There is no evidence of atoms becoming the source of the universe. Because if atoms are the source of the universe, then the atom should be there before the universe appears. That means in the deep sleep state, there should be only atoms, but there is no atom, there is only peace. Nobody wakes up with the idea that I saw atoms in the deep sleep state. There were atoms. Therefore, whatever is the source of the universe should be there before the rise of the universe. Like whatever is the source of the table has to be there even before the table is born. Even before the universe is born, the source should be there. If atoms were the source, the atoms should be available, should be felt before one wakes up. But that's not the case. Therefore, there is no evidence of atoms being the source. Shruti never says that atoms are the source. Logic, it is not logical to look upon the smallest particles of matter as the source of matter. Even the smallest particles of matter are a part of matter. A part of matter cannot be the source of matter. इतनी अच्छी बात है जी. A part of matter cannot be the source of matter. It's enough to feel happy that a part of the universe cannot be the source of the universe. Similarly, anything inert. The inert cannot be the source of the universe because every inert that you can imagine is a part of the creation. In this manner, Pradhanam has to be refuted. Atomvada, that is the school of thought of atoms, has to be refuted. Sankhya school of thought needs to be refuted. Even yoga school of thought needs to be refuted. Yoga as exercises is good, but yoga school of thought means yoga definition of the truth. Yoga also defines the Brahman. Yoga also defines the source wrongly. Yoga says the source of the universe. There is no source. It is the will of God, he says. And where is that God? You can never know it. It is Nitya Paroksha. In this manner, the Yoga school of thought, Sankhya school of thought, Vaiseshika school of thought, Shunya school of thought, Charvaka school of thought, all of the Brahmasutra, the highlight of Brahmasutra is refuting the various schools of thought. Refuting the various schools of human thought about the truth, so that I am clear cut in my life. As a student of truth, then my reflection abides on myself. Then I don't have doubts. A doubt-free pursuit is Anandam. A doubt-free study. When I am studying Vedanta, I have no doubt that this is the thing to be done, not only by me, by everybody. If this clarity is there, then I can enjoy it. Supposing you are doing a job and then you have a doubt, pata nahi main theek kar raha hu ki nahi kar raha hu. Is it a good job or maybe something else? All this, if you have a doubt, then you can't enjoy. Vedanta cannot be pursued without the joy of pursuing, I am telling. Otherwise, one discontinues it. It becomes too boring. Boring in the sense, you say, ये सब क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? 2 दिन का जिंदगी में वेदांत में बर्बाद कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ा बहुत दुनिया घूम के आते तो अच्छा होता. ये सारी thoughts will come. I am telling. All these thoughts will come. Like an honest man thinking, what am I doing? I am being honest and everybody is making millions. They are taking corrupt money and I am being a straight man. And I am hand to mouth. Whereas those people they are making millions. ये क्या बात है? Supposing he has a doubt like this, then he can't be happily honest. He can't be happily honest. To be honest is one thing. To enjoy being honest. To be truthful is one thing. To enjoy being truthful. To study Vedanta is different. To enjoy studying Vedanta. To enjoy studying it. To enjoy listening to the class. And that is possible only when you have no doubt that this is exactly the answer to every human being. This is exactly the answer. There is no other answer. Matter cannot be the answer to matter. Matter cannot be the source of matter. Emptiness cannot be the source of matter. And Shunyam cannot, the atoms cannot be the source of matter, nor can it be without the source. If there is any source of the matter, it has to be the subject. Therefore, the subject is not a form, but he is unlimited being. In this manner, when a person has a doubt-free insight, a doubt-free clarity about the topic of Vedanta, the doubt-free foreword about Vedanta in the mind. If a person has a doubt-free foreword in his mind, a doubt-free foreword, a doubt-free introduction to Vedanta in his mind, if a person is doubt-free, then he can enjoy studying Vedanta. He can enjoy so much studying Vedanta. And that enjoyment is not his effort, because wherever there is doubt-free search, there is a joy. When you know that I have to do business and make money and then have roti, and I have no doubts, I have no alternative. Even in relative realms, if you are doubt-free, you can enjoy the business. मुझे तो और कुछ करना नहीं, यही करना है. Doubt-free, when you are clear. And therefore, a student of reality has to be doubt-free. And in order to be doubt-free, it is necessary to refute various schools of thought. Ancient schools of thought, modern schools of thought, they are all wrong. If a school of thought is popular, it doesn't mean it is right. शराब पीना बहुत पॉपुलर है, लेकिन ये अच्छी बात है. There are populist pleasures. There are populist pleasures. Sharab is a very populist pleasure. That's why in Uttarakashi there was a man, Devendra. His name was Devendra. He lived throughout his life pure vegetarian. A Pahadi Pandit. I told him, continue till the death being a vegetarian, because Pahadi Pandits also are vulnerable. They also make mistakes. They carry the bakri ka head. अरे भाई तुम बकरी खाते हो? सिर 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 सिर. मतलब झूठ भी बोल रहे हैं, सच भी बोल रहे हैं. सिर सिर मतलब केवल सिर खाता हूं. सिर सिर सिर. प्याज खाते हो? हर 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 मीन्स हरा प्याज खाता हूं. बाकी दिस पहाड़ी पंडित सर फनी जी, they have their non-vegetarian and go for havan ji. Amazing. मैं बोला ऐसा कैसे होता है जी? ये तो अच्छी बात नहीं है. अच्छा, वन लीव अलोन अदर्स लिजनर्स, अपने के लिए अच्छा नहीं लगता. If you go to the temple without at least some good water or at least some shava, अपने लिए अच्छा नहीं लगता. भगवान को अच्छा लगे भी, भगवान तो कहते हैं सब ठीक है, लेकिन अपने लिए तो ठीक होना चाहिए ना. Why do you shave ji? For others or for yourself? For you don't feel fresh otherwise. Why do you have a shower? For your own freshness. Just as physical freshness is so enjoyable, even mental freshness is enjoyable. How can you go to perform to be a priest of a havan after taking non-vegetarian? Anyway, that man Devendra was a vegetarian. I said, please continue. You will have set a record. Here is a Pahadi Pandit who was vegetarian till the end. I will tell the world, don't worry. And then that man, he could not stand. जब मैं जा ही रहा हूँ थोड़ा देख के जाता हूँ कैसा होता है। इन ओल्ड एज जब जा ही रहा हूँ थोड़ा सा अधूरा हो जाएगी जिंदगी, थोड़ा देख के जा। Then he stood for Gram Pradhan elections. Then he started distributing alcohol and then distributing goats, etc. in order to win, and he lost. He spent all the retired. Government gave him some money. At the time of retirement, they give some lump sum. He blew it up, and then he lost the election. I said, "This is very, very, very true. It's very good. I am happy." And therefore, you cannot be happy, Ji. If you are a vegetarian, if you are doubt-free, I am being right, then you can enjoy being a vegetarian. I am being a priest, and I should know, as a Brahmana, I am doing the right thing. So when I know I am doing the right thing, you enjoy it. But even when you are doing the right thing, if you are not very clear that it is the right thing, you may be doing the right thing, but you can't enjoy it. This is an important point. Therefore, here in the second Adhyaya, what we are going to do is, in the first Adhyaya, these schools have been refuted on the basis of the Agama, on the basis of the Shastra. But in the second Adhyaya, they are going to be refuted on the basis of logic. On the basis of logic and on the basis of evidence. Meaning, Pradhanam is not evident, therefore I can't accept. Atoms as the source of the universe are not evident, therefore I can't accept. Emptiness is not evident to be the source, therefore I can't accept. Nor can I accept the universe to be without a source, it's not evident, because every form has some source. Everything that begins and ends there is a source in which it begins, in which it ends. Therefore, I can't say the universe is a source-free, sourceless, physical, eternal fact. If it is a sourceless, physical, eternal fact, then facing it I should have no problem, because it is absolute. If facing the physical absolute, if I still have a problem, then definitely even by facing the conscious absolute I may have problem. If absolute is not the answer, then there is no answer. If the eternal is not the answer, then there is no answer. Nor can we say there is no answer. Why not we accept that we have no answer? No, because by very, very effortlessly, very, very choicelessly, we are looking for the answer. The search for the answer is universal. That means it should be possible. The answer must be available. The search for the answer is universal. And the search for the answer, it can never be renounced. The search for the answer cannot be renounced. Like the love for happiness cannot be renounced. Therefore, the answer should be available. Therefore, if you accept these various schools of thought and then study Vedanta, then you feel you have a doubt. Maybe they are also right, maybe this is right, this is partly right, that is partly. Then you will not enjoy anything. Life cannot be enjoyed unless life is seen. If what you are doing in life is convincingly right. Life is enjoyed only when you are doing something in life which is convincingly right, evidently right. If you are doing something wrong, then you can't enjoy it. Then you suffer. So, Dvitiya Adhyaya we are going to start, Ji. Okay? This is all the introduction. Thus, any school of thought is refuted on the basis of three things. This is the principle you should grasp as all the students of Vedanta. This is a technical point. You refute a school of thought on the basis of Shruti. Shruti doesn't say. Shabda Pramanam doesn't make a mention of it. Shabda Pramana does not make a mention of truth in heaven. Truth in heaven. Truth is in your heart. It says truth is thou art. And there is no, the Shruti doesn't make a mention of the truth as the third person. Shruti makes the mention of the truth as the first person. Thou. It is the word thou that is the dwaram to the truth. I am telling you. Thou, me. That me is the gateway to the truth. That me, aham. Because it is only in that thought aham, in that anubhava, in that experience aham, there is chaitanya, there is consciousness, the subject. You look at everything else, all that is drishyam is in toto inert. Totally inert. The sun is totally inert. I am able to see everything and nothing can see me. In this manner, the aham is the gateway, is the one, the window to the truth, I am telling you. There is no other window. Because this universe is an appearance in the truth. And if you go on digging into matter, you don't come across the source. You will still be caught up in matter. You go on digging into matter. Kote jao, like the scientists are doing. And what do you find? Only matter. If you go on digging into the space, you will only face only space. This is something you see. You dig into the pratyaksham, you are not going to reach the aparoksham. You dig into the pratyaksham, you are not going to reach the aparoksham. You dig into the matter, you are not going to reach the subject. Therefore, the Jagat cannot be a gateway to the source. Because by looking at the Jagat, it doesn't give me a clue to the source. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Shruti say it has a beginning and end, but there also there are so many problems. The only thing that creates a sense of wonderment is me, the subject, which sees everything, which makes the whole creation its knowledge. I see all forms, all colors. There is no color, there is no form which can defy my sense perception. There is no sound that can defy my sense perception, hearing. Every sound. If it is a very small, very, very inaudible sound, very soft sound, I can always have hearing aid. Ultimately, it is not the aid that hears it, it is the person that hears. And therefore, the only window to the truth is one's existence. One's existence is the window to the truth. One's existence is the truth. Truth is the window to itself. Yes, truth is the window to itself. The untruth cannot be a window to the truth. The truth alone, that I am a seer, is self-evident. That is the window, and that is the truth also. And therefore, in the second Adhyaya, we are going to begin. To begin with, we are going to refute through logic First we are going to refute the Sankhya school. Sankhya school stands for all the clever people's thinking in this world. Many of the intellectuals, it can stand for a lot of intellectuals. Because an intellectual spiritualist is one. Without knowing anything, if a person is an intellectual, he can always tell you convincingly, there is Atma. There is a self, there is a truth, and there is consciousness, and it is eternal, etc., etc. Every person can say. A lot of intellectuals said the same thing as the Sankhya school. Sankhya school represents all the intellectual, bright, clever people in this world who missed the Shastra, who are short of Shastra. Are you able to follow? All the Sankhya school stands for the brightest intellectuals in this world. Because if a person is a little cleverer than others, he can cook up a school of thought and trap you. You can put a board there in front of your house. Mahapratishta Jyotishya Acharya. There are people who get really, who are gullible. Most of the people are gullible. I tell you, we are all gullible in difficulties. Whenever you are in trouble, you don't mind showing your hand. बताओ जी कुछ क्या होने वाला है, बहुत परेशान में हूँ. वो बोलेंगे 100 रुपए लगेंगे, तो 100 रुपए देने के लिए भी तैयार है. Because if I can get some relief through 100 rupees, I don't mind foregoing 100. 100 रुपए दे दो. 100 रुपए लेने के बाद फिर कहेंगे आपको जल्दी परिहार होने के लिए और 100 रुपए चाहिए. हमारे पास यंत्र है वगैरह. And therefore, and when you are in difficulty, you, like a drowning man, doesn't mind clutching at a straw. Understand? Memorize this sentence. A drowning man. Why do superstitions phailao all over the world? Not only in India. There are superstitions all over. I tell you, these Western superstitions, if you hear, they are fantastic. They are fantastic superstitions. 13. They don't mind. That the 13th floor is always vacant. One boy went to meet his girlfriend, and in the meantime that girl's father came, and the father and the girl said, "My father has come, just go, you jump out of the window." Then he said, "No, it is 13th floor." It is inauspicious. Had it been 14th, I would have jumped. You understand, They are fantastic superstitions. Understand, superstition is not due to lack of education. Understand. Superstitions spread due to difficulties. And how to cope with the difficulties, Shastram teaches. Prayer, yoga, meditation, these things, not just showing like this. Anyway, coming back to the point, Sankhya school represents whom? It represents all the brilliant schools of thought, but short of Shastra. That is why Sankhya school is called Prathama Malla. Prathama Malla means he is number one villain, number one Purvapaksha, number one opponent. Prathama Malla, foremost wrestler. Malla Yuddha, Malla. Malla. Also, some of the people who were wrestlers in the ancient times, their family people's surname is Malla. Malla. Why is it that the Sankhya school is considered as Prathama Malla? That is because they come almost close to Vedanta, one step short. They accept the eternal self. That is a big thing. They accept that the conscious being is unlimited and eternal. And the conscious being is not the body. And they also say, see, same as Vedanta. And the conscious being is a part of the creation. This body is a part of the Prakriti. The only thing only that one step that they are short of Vedanta is this. They accept the conscious truth and the physical truth as two parallel truths. Whereas Vedanta says they are not two parallel truths. One is the truth, the other is an appearance. That's all. Then it's Vedanta. The self is the conscious eternal truth, whereas the universe is eternal matter, eternal world. They say both of them are Asanga. Asanga means this conscious being has nothing to do with matter. That is one kind of truth. This is another kind of truth. This is a conscious truth. That is a physical truth. Both of them are parallel truths. Is this not the best spirituality that is dished out all over the world? Yes, it's convincing. You don't even have to talk about the parallelness of two things. You just go on describing the nature of the self. You have audience, ji. सिरीफोट भर जाएंगे, सिरीफोट भर जाएंगे जी, क्या बात है. You should, your delivery should be good, your language should be good, and of course your looks should be good, and you should be nice, you should wear good clothes and give it in newspaper, and भर जाएंगे लोग, सिरीफोट भर जाएंगे, and all that you can do is what? Go on talking about the self. The self is great, it is conscious, यही इसका स्वरूप है, and then you look at, you only have to understand it and meditate on it. बस हो गया, आधा घंटा खत्म हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद थोड़ा भजन हो जाएंगे, क्लास खत्म हो गया. And then you say हमारा संस्था चल रहा है, इसके लिए डोनेशंस चाहिए. बस, it's so simple जी. The world provides enough scope for dishonesty, I am telling you. This society creates, it gives so much of scope to be dishonest. And therefore, consciousness is one truth, matter is another truth. Both are unlimited, ji. Both are eternal. Prakriti has got three guna, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Whereas the Purusha is triguna atita, it is guna rahitam, it is nirgunam. It is nirgunam, it is free from three gunas. That is eternal, this is eternal. That is unlimited, this is unlimited. That is timeless, this is timeless. How is that timeless? Because time is a part of Prakriti. Prakriti is not rooted in time. Almost Vedanta. But that one step that they are short of Vedanta is that both of them are parallel. Both of them are parallel. Therefore, Sankhya school, you dismiss Sankhya school, you dismiss all the cleverest humanity. That's good, Ji. It's nice to dismiss all the clever, the bright, clever people. Like so many people write books, The One, The Illusion. These are just, thoda बहुत. A bored mind के लिए थोड़ा a few lines different. For a bored mind, for a bored mind, if there is a serial for half an hour, थोड़ा अच्छा कहानी है, ठीक है जी. For a bored mind, going to a coffee house and taking a coffee is also okay. For a bored mind, you write a few lines and bring out a nice book, and the people buy and read. When you are suffering from boredom, you don't care for money. You shell out money and buy some relief. Every relief needs to be bought. Every relief needs to be bought. There are no free reliefs unless you are very, very wise. Swamiji, if I am wise, I don't have to buy relief? No. Just go to Lodi Gardens. Yes. Go to a park, Ji. That is the best relief. Okay. Now, let us begin the first Sutra, Ji. Smriti anavakasha dosha prasangaha iti chet nam anya smriti anavakasha dosha prasangat. When a person is a criminal, he is put behind bars. Okay? And now his argument is, if you put me behind bars, what will happen to my family? That is no argument. That's no argument. What will happen to my wife and children? This you should have thought long ago. You have committed a murder, you should go behind bars. Your wife and children, we are not responsible for it. Therefore, if a person says, मैं तो ठीक हूँ, मैं तो गलत किया हूँ, मेरे बच्चों को क्या हो, that is not an argument. Similarly, Sankhya school says here, sir, if you refute us, what will happen to our book? Our smriti. Our Sankhya Smriti. Sankhya Smriti means our book. There was there were so many sages. Understand, all the sages did not agree with it, they were not Sampradayavits. They did not respect the Shastram. There were a lot of rebel sages. You understand? Rebel sages. One of them was some intellectuals. Like Krishnamurti, even though he was born into a family where Veda should be respected, because all the Brahmanas are supposed to respect Veda, Brahmanas, all Hindus, Ji, all Hindus, especially if you don't mind, all the Aryans, the North Indians are all Aryans, Aryans. Their Shastram is Veda. They're all Aryans. That's why they're. And there are some, all right, even Dravidians, I tell you, in the north, they all respect Veda. It's that Arya Dravida division is not there. There are only Bharatiyas. Even to say that Aryas came from somewhere, we don't know. This is all just to create a problem. They were here always. All the Hindus have an affinity with Veda. Krishnamurti was born into that family, but yet he became a rebel. He spoke on Vedanta, not on Vedanta, he said something. He says it is our group thinking. Collective. See, if 10 fools put their heads together, you don't get wisdom. That's why this thinking it together doesn't help. That is apramana. If a jiva's thinking, independent thinking is not pramanam, then 20 jivas put their heads together also is not pramanam. ये बहुत जरूरी है. Therefore he also like a sage. He was a sage because he said some very beautiful things. He also talks about the eternal truth, the choiceless awareness. The choiceless awareness is a very big phrase. Swatasiddha Atma. In Sanskrit it is Swatasiddha Atma, choiceless. It is ever present. But then he also was a Sankhya. Because for him the Jagat is one reality, the Chetanam, the conscious being, the self is another reality. They are two different realities. If he accepts them as one reality, then he has to talk about the Jagat as an appearance. Jagat as an appearance and the Atma as the truth. And the one who talks about the truth should not be afraid to say to humanity that the Jagat in which you are living is an appearance in yourself. That makes it Vedanta. And in order to get more and more public, more and more people, you have to tell them what they want to hear. And what they want to hear is the reality of the Jagat. Because a lot of property they have bought in this Jagat. And supposing, if you tell the people this world is not real, that means your property is not real, your money is not real, your FDs are not real. You see, it is not liked by people. People have a certain, they are selective about what to hear. They are not interested in hearing what is the truth. What is it that we are choicelessly in need of, independent of our like and dislike? And to look at something which is independent of one's likes and dislikes also is not known. Therefore, one always tries to tell people what they want to hear. This is called spiritual chamchagiri. Nahi samjha? Yes, spiritual chamchagiri. Yes, it is spiritual chamchagiri. What else? Don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. If they can't hear, let them not hear. Because I don't think through spirituality we can make millions. Through spirituality you can expect some bhiksha, do roti, wohi mil hi jayega. But to think, I will address more and more people and I will get more and more money, it is useless. Because if you want money, then there are other ways, not the truth. Never use the truth for making money, because truth will drown you. Yes, truth cannot spin money for you. Truth can destroy your raga for money, not spin money. Nobody is going to give you money just because you speak the truth. In fact, you get money only when you tell a lie. And therefore, here this Purvapakshi says, is very interesting, ji. Sir, the Sankhya-vadi says, sir, if you say we are wrong, then what happens to our smriti? Smriti, which was written by a sage who did not accept the pramanyam of the Vedanta. He did not accept Vedanta Shabda as the pramanam in the matter of the truth. He accepted mere logic is the means to know the truth. Mere sole logic, right logic, observation and logic, like science. Observation and logic is the pramanam, is the valid means by which one can know the truth. This is how he used to think. Like Krishnamurti or anybody else. And therefore he wrote a book by name Sankhya Smriti. Smriti means if somebody writes a book, that is called Smriti. The entire Veda is called Shruti. I only hear. It used to be heard, recollected, remembered, memorized, and then handed over. It used to be Karana Parampara. Now you have the script, now you have the books, paper, etc. But the swaram is something you cannot read on your own. You have to hear. Swaram is there. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. That swaram has to be collected by hearing. And therefore he wrote a Smriti. Now the Sankhya Wala says Smriti Anavakasha Dosha Prasangaha. Refuting Sankhya Smriti means you are giving no scope to that Smriti to express itself. Then it becomes not valid, invalid. If you refute the Sankhya Smriti, then Sankhya Smriti would be considered invalid. How can you say a Smriti is invalid? Now that's emotional blackmail. How can you say such a Smriti written by a sage like Kapila? How can it be wrong? You understand, For this, BRAHMASUTRAS say, iti chet, smriti anavakasha dosha prasangaha iti chet na, anya smriti anavakasha dosha prasanga. Sir, if I accept the Sankhya Smriti, then I have to reject the Vedanta Smriti. Because Bhagavad Gita also is a Smriti. Or there are other Smritis. Smriti written, there are so many Vedanta Granthas written by a man. They are all called Smritis, Prakaranas, etc. If I accept the Sankhya Smriti, then I have to reject. Then I have to reject the Vedanta Smriti, because Vedanta Smriti talks about oneness and Sankhya Smriti talks about Dvaitam. If I accept the Dvaitam, the Sankhya Smriti, then I have to reject Vedanta Smriti. That means between two Smritis, one has to be rejected, one has to be accepted. Therefore, if you accept one Smriti, the other would be wrong. That is why if we say, why not we say all of them are right? Hey Rama, how can you say all of them are right? Because one is talking about Dvaitam, the other is talking about Advaitam. Say it is, as a school of thought it is wrong, and if there are a few details which are right, accept them. This is a big difference. In every religion, fundamentally it is wrong, but there are details which are good. Why not? You can read Bible, you can read any other scripture, any other Quran, etc. There are always good things you can imbibe. But the fundamental definition is different. The fundamental definition of the truth. It is, I told you, it is the fundamental definition of the truth that makes a scripture a scripture. That makes, that is the identity of the scripture. That's what makes a school of thought a school of thought. The definition of the truth. So the Sankhya school defines the truth as Dvaitam, whereas Vedanta Smritis accept the truth as Advaitam. Therefore, between the two Smritis, one has to be rejected. Then emotional blackmail. How can such a great Smriti written by such a great man be wrong? I say, you are talking about a book. I am talking about God's creation. Happens to be error. You can't say, how can God's creation be Maya? How can God's creation be false? I say it is God's creation, it is also happens to be false. Why? What is there? If a king dreams, is it not a dream? A layman's dream is a dream, false, but a king's dream is real. Hey Bhagavan, a dream is a dream, a wrong is a wrong, a false is a false. इतना आदमी को इतना दिमाग नहीं है, then you can't be a Vedanta vidyarthi. Then you have to be, then what should, Swamiji, if I am not a vidyarthi, Vedanta vidyarthi, then what should I be doing? You should be going, find out a nice temple and every day go there and झाड़ू पोंछा लगाओ, एक दिन भगवान का अनुग्रह आएंगे. Yes. Or take a cow and take it out. If you become a cow herd, दिमाग बढ़ेगा. Yes. Every cow herd will become a Vedanti one day. Because when you rear the cow, your antahkarana becomes Shuddham, I am telling you. The one who tends a cow for milk, a Hindu who tends a milk, his antahkarana will be Shuddham. Pakka. Somehow that cow gives emotions. It gives lot of praise. Anyway, thus smriti anavakasha dosha prasangaha iti chet na anya smriti anavakasha dosha prasangat. Hey, Sankhya school, if you say that we are refuting your smriti, and if you are crying over it, then say if we don't refute your smriti, then our smriti would be wrong. Oneness would be wrong. If the Dvaitam is right, then oneness would be wrong. Why not we accept both oneness and Dvaitam? That cannot be. Okay, ji? One more, just I will finish this also. Itaresham cha anupalabdhehe. Not only these reasons, sir, Sankhya school cannot be a valid school of thought because, Sankhya school is not only wrong. When the Vedantis started refuting the Sankhya school, you always, try to become close to Vedanta. Because, that is the only way you can, and the Vedantis will not run down the Sankhya school. This is some politics. So, do you know what they did? What we say, your Vedanta also says something. You understand, Your Vedanta also says something. If you tell somebody, if you tell a Christian, your Bible also says something. Or if he says, your Vedanta also says something, you have not gone into Vedanta. You may say, maybe true, gullible. Your immediate attitude changes. Acha, our Vedanta also says same thing. तो ठीक ही है ये प्रॉब्लम. लेकिन the Vedantis say, sir, what you say finds no mention anywhere in the Vedanta. Why? But then it is there, Avyakritam. Avyakrita ठीक है, like there are other details. Itaresham. Itaresham means the other details like Dvaitam. Dvaitam is a detail which is not there as the truth in the Shruti. Number one. Mahat. It says the Pradhanam manifests to become Mahat, etc. There are certain details. Those like Trigunas. The three gunas are not a part of Sankhya school. Three gunas are a part of Vedanta. So the details, the essential details that are there in the Sankhya school, those essential details, those details like Dvaitam, etc., are not. And also, see, Dvaitam, they not only talk about the division between Atma and the Prapancha, Purusha and Prakriti, but they also say there are countless, unlimited number of Purushas. Now, there is not one unlimited being. You are one unlimited being, I am another unlimited being, everybody is, there are countless unlimited beings. They crisscross without disturbing one another. These kind of details are nowhere there in the Veda. Therefore, don't try to say that what you say in your Sankhya Smriti is also said in Veda. ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Itaresham cha, the various other details, Anupalabdehe are not seen, are not found in Veda. Therefore, don't try to bracket yourself with Vedanta. What they say is what we say through logic. The same thing is said by Vedanta, they say. No. What you say through logic is Dvaitam. And the oneness is not the topic of inference. Inferring is guessing. Inferring is the scientific method. Inference is a pramana that is useful to infer the objects. But inference, you can't infer the oneness. There is no logical basis to infer oneness. The Shruti gives clues to the oneness. The clues that are given by Shruti are not the clues given by logic, please understand. The clues that are given by the Shruti are not the clues given by logic independent of Shruti. Therefore, you also have the sanskara of the Shruti. Therefore, when you are using pure logic also, your sanskara sometimes meddles with your logic. And sometimes your sanskara speaks, you think your logic is speaking. No, your Shastra sanskara is speaking. This problem also is there. Sometimes. It's like, Charvaka is a Hindu. He says, I don't accept Ishvara. And he wrote a book called Charvaka School. And he writes a prayer. Hey Bhagavan, I am writing this book that you are not there. Please let this book sell well. Now, who is speaking? Tell me. Is it his school of thought or his sanskara? It's sanskara, because there is a sanskara. Like that Bengali chief minister who is no longer there, Jyoti Basu. That is Jyoti Basu. For public consumption, he used to talk about atheism, communism, etc. And then go back home and he from his wife take prasadam and tirtham, etc. I say your sanskara. That is why the sanskara for the truth makes it easy to understand the truth. Sanskara plays a very big role. Sanskara plays a big role. Like if a person has a non-vegetarian sanskara, even if he becomes a sadhu, his sanskara makes it difficult to be a vegetarian. Anyway, we have completed this particular school of thought called Sankhya school of thought. Sankhya school of thought has been refuted, even on the basis of logic, so it's not true. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Ganga Maya ki jai. And the next sutra is going to be refuting the yoga school called Patanjali Yoga School. Patanjali was a good giver of the exercises. Exercises are different from its school of thought, its definition of the truth. You have to keep them two different things. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.